Have you ever felt your teen pulling away? And the more you try to lean in, the further they seem to go? It's painful, right? Because deep down, you're chasing connection. But what you get back feels like rejection. Today, I'm going to show you the number one mistake parents make when teens pull away, why it backfires, and what you can do instead that actually strengthens your bond. And if you're serious about building that emotional bridge with your teen, my book, Bridging the Teen Gap, is the resource you're going to want on your nightstand. The link is in the description. You're here because you want to understand your teen, not lose them. And I get it. This stage of parenting feels like walking on eggshells. Over the years, working with parents, I've seen the same pattern. Their teen withdraws, the parent panics, and instead of pulling the teen closer, their reaction pushes them further away. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you'll know how to flip that pattern using emotional intelligence to create safety and not shut down. When your teen pulls away, most parents react by chasing. You knock on their door repeatedly. You keep asking, what's wrong? Or you try to lecture your way back into closeness. But here's the kicker. The more you chase, the more they run. I remember a season in my life where my son stopped coming to the kitchen after school. He'd go straight to his room, close the door, and stay quiet. I would knock every 10 minutes, say, hey, you okay? Or come hang out with me. At first, he'd grunt a response. Then one day he snapped, Mom, leave me alone. That moment stung, but it taught me something important. My chasing was not building any type of connection. It was suffocating him. Client after client have told me the same thing. One mom shared, I thought if I talked enough, I'd pull her out of it. Instead, her daughter started locking her bedroom door. The truth, chasing communicates pressure, not presence. Think about if you're being chased by a dog. You don't want to get closer to that dog. You want to run as far away from the dog as possible to do what? Protect yourself. And that is what our teens are doing when we keep chasing after them. So before you chase, I want you to ask, am I trying to soothe my fear or am I meeting their need? This simple pause keeps you from repeating that mistake. But here's the part most parents don't realize. Your teens pulling away isn't always rejection. It's actually communication. When teens pull away, they're not saying, I don't love you. They're saying, I need room to figure out who I am. Developmental psychology tells us separation is healthy. It's how teens practice their independence. The problem is they don't have the words for it. So instead, it looks like those slamming doors, those rolling eyes, or those short replies. I had one dad tell me, my son only answers with one word. He hates me. But when we dug deeper, the son admitted, I just don't know how to explain what I'm feeling. So I stay quiet. That silence wasn't rejection. It was overwhelm. If you've ever mistaken your teen's distance as a wall, check your perspective. What if it's actually a bridge under construction? They're lying planks toward independence. They just need you to not bulldoze it. Let's start to reframe silence. Instead of asking, why won't you talk to me? Ask, what might they be working out internally? This reframe softens your response and makes them feel safe so that they can open up. And if distance is about growth, why do parents react so strongly? The answer is one word: fear. When teens pull away, fear is the engine behind your reaction. Fear that you're losing them, fear that they'll make a mistake, fear that you're failing as a parent. And fear drives us to do what? Overreact. I remember laying awake one night thinking, if I don't get through to him now, he'll never talk to me again. That fear made me push harder the next day, and it only made him shut down faster. Research shows teens who feel pressured emotionally are less likely to open up long term. Why? Because they associate talking with interrogation. They learn, if I open up, it'll just be another lecture. And let's be honest, no one likes to be lectured. Right now, I want you to take a breath and I want you to ask, what am I actually afraid of? When you name your fear, whether it's I'm afraid of losing them or I'm afraid of failing as a parent, that fear immediately loses its power. So when your fear rises, write it down before you react. Journaling your fear gets it out of your head so it doesn't spill out onto your team. And here's where fear gets sneaky. It convinces us that control is connection. But those two couldn't be more different. Here's the core mistake. We confuse control with connection. Chasing is control. Lecturing is control. Being a helicopter parent is control. But teens interpret control as mistrust. They hear, you don't believe I can handle my own space. One mom I worked with checked her daughter's phone every night. She thought it was keeping them close. Instead, her daughter stopped sharing altogether. It wasn't until the mom replaced control with trust, setting healthy boundaries but backing off the micromanaging, that her daughter began opening up again. Studies show that autonomy, which essentially means feeling trusted to make choices, predicts higher teen self-esteem and stronger long-term relationships with your parents. I want you to trade one control behavior for one connection behavior this week. So instead of checking their phone, invite your teen for a short car ride. Instead of demanding answers, share something about your own day. I go deeper into this in my book, Bridging the Teen Gap. Because if you've ever wondered, how do I shift from control to connection? There are tools and scripts in there that walk you through it step by step. To actually pull this off, you need one powerful skill: emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is your secret weapon. It starts with noticing your own emotions before reacting. Asking yourself, am I reacting out of fear or responding to their need for space? I had to learn this the hard way. I'd feel my chest tighten when my son ignored me. That was my body way of saying fear ahead. Instead of barging in, I paused and said out loud, I feel anxious, but I'm choosing not to push right now. That little check in shifted my energy completely and allowed him space to come to me on his own. Ever heard yourself say, I can't help it, I just blow up? This is where you reclaim power. You can help it by pausing first. I want you to practice the 5-second pause. When you feel that urge to chase your teen, slowly count to 5. Breathe. Then ask yourself the question, am I reacting to my fear or responding to their needs? That pause can save you from a mistake and an open door to connection. Once you've grounded yourself, the question becomes, what do you need instead of chasing? That's where presence without pressure comes in. Teens don't need you to disappear, they need you steady. Presence without pressure means showing up consistently without forcing closeness. For example, instead of cornering them in their room, you might simply say, I'm here if you want to talk. Or, I know you need space and I respect that. I love you no matter what. Those words leave the door unlocked. And here's the beautiful part. Research shows rituals like family meals, even without deep conversation, boost teen connection and reduce risky behaviors. It's the simple, steady presence that builds trust. A parent I worked with started leaving small notes on her son's desk. No demands, just reminders like, I hope practice goes well today. Proud of you. Within a month, he started voluntarily sitting in the kitchen after school again. Presence worked where pressure failed. Choose one ritual of presence this week, whether it's a meal, a car ride, or a bedtime check in. Keep it light, no pressure, just presence. If you want more ways to create presence without pressure, Bridging the Teen Gap is full of practical strategies you can start using today. The link is in the description. So, here's the truth. Pulling away isn't the enemy. It's an opportunity for growth for them and for you. The mistake is chasing. The solution is presence. When you manage your fear, let go of control, and practice emotional intelligence, you show your teen you're a safe, steady place. And that's what keeps the bond strong through the ups and the downs. If this resonated, be sure to click the link in the description to grab Bridging the Teen Gap. It's packed with emotional intelligence tools to help you stay connected through every stage of parenting. And don't stop there. The next video you need to watch is Parenting Without Power Struggles, how to stay in control and build trust. Because once you know how to avoid the mistake of chasing, the next step is learning how to guide your teen without battles, power plays, or constant tension. I'll see you guys over there.